Peace, peace, peace. What it do? It's Nicki C. Y'all know what it is. I'm back for an encore live. I went live last night. I went live this morning for coffee, and I'm back live again tonight. I'm back on some nightcapping. So, I didn't see nothing going on. I went to various channels to check for people that were not live at this time. I'm trying to figure out what's going on with my notifications because I'm not getting any real notifications. And I'm not seeing anybody come on my timeline. So what's up with that? Shout out to the other channel holders. Shout out to Chris Thorns. I just saw one of his lives early this morning. Shout out to him. His platform is lit. I love the way it looks. I like what he's doing with the thing. He's doing his thing over there. Other than that, I'm basically spending time on my channel because I have not been. There's been some amazing things happening lately with the platforms. All like the Discord brothers and me, myself, we're noticing a lot of changes in the atmosphere. We're seeing things manifested through our words. So shout out to the HOTC. We've been noticing the changes of the people entering the chat. We see a lot of different faces that we hadn't seen before coming to the lives, and we know that we're in for a lot to come. Like, we know that there's people out here that don't like what we're saying. We know that we got people that supporting us. But at the end of the day, hey, Beach is better, OG with it. We know that at the end of the day, we still here to do what we're supposed to do, the job that we came to do. So if we saying something that people don't like and they're going to try to come and send people for us, we ready. I just want to say that. We're ready and prepared for whatever is in store for us. Because we're not going to be quiet. Not going to shut up. And we are aware when people are not going to be right towards us. So it is what it is. What's up, Pooh? I haven't seen you in forever, Bridget. Where you been? I'm gonna drop a link in a second because this is just a live. I'm just live because but I did want to say those important words in the beginning of this live because I just want people to know that we're fully aware of any of the underlying attacks that people may want to put on us for saying the truth that we speaking. We know we speaking the truth. We know ain't nobody gonna like it. So that's what's up. You need to. That's what we need to all do sometimes. So, wait a minute. What the hell going on with my thing? I can't add no. Oh, I was about to say. Come on now. Soul Illumination is in the building as well. What it do, sis? I'm feeling that, man. I'm feeling that. OC, the soul singer. What? I'm seeing a lot of new people over here. Peace, sis. I'm over here trying to take care of myself. I've been really, really busy and on the go so much that I got my hair done. I think I've had this hair in, these braids in for a month. Yeah, I know that, but the whole thing is, I just feel like they be sending people for us. I feel like they be sending people for us, sis. That's all. And trying to send distractions towards us. We're not feeling that, and we ain't gonna go for it. StreamYard is a streaming service that we have to use when we're not 1,000 deep with the channel with the subscribers. If we don't have 1,000, you've been on my page, the Soul Singer. You know what? It's been a while. If I have seen you before, it's been a whole long time. But I appreciate you coming to my channel. Yep, it's a lot of negative energy that we don't even need to hold on to. And you know what? Sometimes people like to be repetitive with the negative energy. That's what I notice with a lot of things. A lot of times, instead of letting it go, saying what you got to say that time and letting it go, people like to come back and revisit it, the negativity. So I feel you. So I was saying I was taking these braids out my hair, trying to give me a touch up. And I gotta just do it. I gotta just take the time to do it, because if I don't, my hair gonna be looking like that. That's what's up. I hope you burned your sage while you was at it, sis. Yep, I'm reading the chat, y'all. When I'm reading, I get quiet. So none of y'all want to join me, right? Because ain't nobody hitting no links. But as I was saying, we're uncovering a lot of truths that people may or may not have been aware of. From my channel to Brother Huey's channel to Soul's channel to a lot of people's channels, Bridget's channel. So when you do that, when you come out and you speak the real, you got to realize that people may not want to hear it, and they will try to detour you from that. When you come out and you speak the real, you got to realize that people may not want to hear it, and they will try to detour you from that. When you come out and you speak the real, I can hear your background. You gotta mute that other channel. I mean the other one.
Hold on.
Yes.
Yours or mine?
I hear it coming from you. Like you must be having it on the channel and you're on here, so you gotta turn the channel part off.
Hold on. Hold on.
So those are the things. We're waiting for Soul to get it together here. Oh
Let me
God,
go now.
I still hear it.
I still hold on.
Now I don't. I thought about.
Now we good. We good now. I'm so slow.
Okay, that's okay.
Yeah, I got it. Cause I forgot. On the other tab, I still
Yeah,
had your voice on. That's why, yeah. Cause I'm
yeah.
like, where's that? Where's that? So yeah, like it's so many anybody that's going through any type of spiritual awakening or download or just whatever changes, it's a lot of truths that's being said, there's a lot of truths that's being found out, and whether we would want to hold it in or not, like we can't hold it in because our path is to talk. It doesn't even matter whether we lose people in our lives anymore. It's just we have to live, in the truth. Like so many of us, and I'm talking to a lot of people, are being shown things, whether it's through an earth angel that's coming and telling you something, or whether it's through dream, or just even like how your body feels. Like it's so many things just going on, and there's no way for us to ignore it. And I'm still, you know there's like so many things that's been going on with me on the spiritual tip, and it's crazy. I just have to like enjoy the process and let the process do what it does. I can't rush it, I can't force it. There's no trying to fast forward it, and that's where I'm at right now. And these energies is heavy because I mean, I know I've been going through this, like I've been feeling tired despite, everything that I do on my end. But I mean, I understand, where it's coming from in terms of the tiredness and stuff like that. Like, um, truth is being downloaded. We're talking to people, and I feel like, not even I feel like I know for a fact that without me even like trying to look for people, like people find me, like we just run into each other, like even with the chats, you know
Tell me about it. You just
we just
run
run
it
into each
like
other.
this.
So I know I'm on the right path,
That's what's
you know
up.
but I still have a lot to learn. Like right now it's more so I'm enjoying the time of connecting with people, because this year has been a roller coaster for me. Like, um just being, gang stalked, and is that right there, just a gang stalk in itself. If I didn't experience that, sis, I wouldn't even know what the hell that was. But I'm
So
learning, like a lot of people that, hmm?
well, I'm gonna ask you, what do you mean being gang stalked? Where?
Like I'm my former job. Like I don't know if you know about gang stalking and stuff like that, but just like people that are of the truth, and people that are awakening, there's people that don't like that. There's people that still sleep, that don't like that. So there were certain changes in me that I guess some people, like, how it's almost like when you are coming into your new self, you think other people don't see, they see.
Oh, I know.
They see you. So it's like I was in a job, you know I work in the city, and I was in a job, it was fine. But you know what? It was a lot of things that had happened before that. If I knew I was on a medical leave, so I knew I should have just like not go back, because at that time before I got sick, like things was just bad. But just the job and just people, I was like, people were just falling away from my life. left and right. And I was just like, good riddance. Like it's so that's what you understand. Like once you start to get into a path,
Mm-hmm.
whatever you trying to hold on to, people you trying to hold on to is not gonna work because your evolvement is not going to work with the old. You have to start on you have to start over. And people have a problem with that. Like that spiritual elevation is so important. This is why we dealing with so much like in terms of like the energies and stuff like that and just the vibes. The vibes is crazy. It's crazy. And it's not over. It's not done. Like I mean, we in December, but these people they pushing through. Like when I talk to people, they are pushing through and it's like you're trying to you're trying to live the life that you know you supposed to live. Like your soul, your spirit know like okay, we're pushing you to a better, a new you, a better life, and then you have all this opposition.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot. That's a lot. And imagine if you dealing with like a bunch of opposition amongst people. It could be your job, it can be your family, and you have to be around these people. I mean, I don't care how much praying, you could be praying, you can do everything on your end, but still, like, it's like every day you happen to put yourself around the devil in the devil's den every day, you know,
It happened
and
to me.
it's a right, and it takes a lot from you energetically. You're already energetically you're shifting, so then on top of that, to do with being human and dealing with other humans that are like sending negative, people don't understand like what bad vibes can do. Like if you in a room full of hateful people, you gonna feel that.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to feel that. I don't even care if you're a person that don't believe into like because you got some people when you talk about spiritual, they automatically think negative. I've
Mm-hmm.
been around people that think like that. But I'm like I said, vibes, energy don't lie. If you around negativity, you gonna feel that. So if you in a room full of hate, you gonna feel if you're in a room full of love, you wanna stay right in the you're gonna feel comfortable, you're gonna stay in the room full of love. So I don't understand when you tell people, or when I have told people like, nah, I don't think like what you mean. You always with the negativity. No, I'm not always with the negativity. I'm in the negativity.
Girl, I wanted to. I was waiting for you to finish speaking so I could tell you the exact same thing you just said. Is that when
Mhm.
you point out that all the shit that's going on that they doing, they try to tell you you're the one that's negative. You always got to be negative. No, because I just told you the truth about what you're trying to do to me, or what you're trying to pull the wool over my eyes, and I'm letting you know that I know that, and you don't want to acknowledge that I know it. You want to keep lying to me
Mhm.
and telling me
Mhm.
I'm wrong and I got negative and I'm being negative and why am I always blaming people and all this? No, I'm not blaming anybody. And then this lady told me that I was like, who did I blame? What are you talking about? I'm always blaming somebody. You are acting different. You were one way and now you this way. So I'm trying to figure
Right.
out what is it? Like, what's the problem? Oh, I got this going on and I got that going on. All I did was simply reach out to see how you was doing, and now it's like you shutting me down. Like you don't want to talk to me, and that's because you're not happy with your life. But that's not fair because I'm not rooting for you to fail. I'm not.
Right.
I'm
Right.
over here trying to survive myself. Why would I want somebody else to be going through something bad? If I'm calling and reaching out for you, that means I'm really genuinely caring about you, seeing what's up, how you doing. But
Right.
people don't want that, so I kind of like stay in my own lane, and
I
this
mean,
is
you
where
know
I
what it is.
say
You
again.
know what it is. You know what it is. It's to the point now. People are just. I mean, I can't say everyone, but it depends, I guess, on the type of rapport that you have with the person. Some people they stay to themselves and quiet, and they stay quiet because that's their way of trying to figure things out. Or some people too is more so like they need peace, you know. So it's like for them, like their peace is not talking to anybody, and it don't even have anything to do with you or no offense to you. And sometimes people are going through things on a level where they can't even explain. And I'm sure you've been in that situation where you going through some things, or you've gone through some things, and I'm sure somebody asks you like, okay, what's going on? Try to help me, what's going on, and you probably like, I can't even explain. I've been like that. I don't know if you've been like that,
No, it's not
because
that
sometimes
I don't. It's not that I don't think people can go through things. It's just that I can pick up certain types of energy. And
no,
go
what
ahead.
I'm saying is sometimes people can't explain it. Like you going through something, but it's like you can't even explain it. That's what I mean.
No, I
I don't know
understand.
if you ever.
Yeah, I've
Okay.
been through that.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm just saying like maybe it could be that, but like I said, I don't know because it just depends on, they got some people, they just funny anyway, But then I know where I've been in that situation where it's like, I don't even want to talk, or I can't even explain it, but I know I'm just, you know feeling what I feel, or I'm in this funk, or I'm in this type of energy that's like, okay, I just gotta go with the flow with it until I get clarity about it, but these it's just a difficult time. It's a difficult time. But I appreciate, like, I feel like even more so like this year, I always say to myself, like, you'll find your people,
Mhm.
like, even like during these lives, or even like if you go out, or if you go to a particular spot, whatever, like, you're gonna find people, you just gonna connect just like that. You're gonna be like, oh shoot, you going through that too. And it's just, I mean, I've experienced that all this year. And that has been refreshing, because sometimes you may feel like, I don't know if you feel like that, but sometimes I feel like, yo, I'm just alone, like no one is gonna understand. So I just gotta sit with it.
Of course, I always be
And
like that.
figure
Like
it out.
nobody will understand the stuff I'm going through, as far as my thoughts and this spiritual path I'm on. I don't even talk to people about it because they're on something totally different.
It's, I mean, like right now, I mean, like, I've been, I feel like some people haven't been receptive. They haven't been receptive. Like I said, when you say the word spiritual, my background is Haitian. So when you say certain words, they automatically think, voodoo, the devil. So it's like with certain people, when you say spiritual, they go left with it. I'm like, yo, that's not where my mind is at. What are you talking about? So it's just, but I feel like at the same time, it's just time for me. Like, if I feel a type of way, or things have to be said, it's just time to be said. Like, I'm at a point, like, I'm not going, I for me, like, I just feel like I've uh been in this claustrophobic space for too long. I just have to say what I have to say, even if I don't know everything, and even though I am evolving, that's a good thing. And I feel like whatever I may say, if somebody else is, if somebody else feels like, they can't speak, or they have been shunned because of, their spiritual journey, then maybe, they can take something from me, or maybe they'll speak up, because it's up to us. It's our time. It's our time, because too many things are being revealed. Too many things are being revealed. Like, I feel like at this point, even if people wanted to keep their mouth shut, they can't. You can't. You can't. There's no way. There's no way. You That's you going against yourself. There's no way. So that's where I'm at. It's just too much. But these vibes, though, the vibes is, hmm, that's one thing everybody hear from, like, just, like random people, like, they're like, it's too heavy, it's too heavy. Like, people are really trying to do everything that they can just to function day by day, and it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yep, that's what's up. It
But
is.
like, I feel like another thing too, like, perspective wise, like certain things, a lot of things that I was there's certain things that I was thinking about or wanting to do before, just like now it's like, okay, nope, that's not what it is. That's another thing too. When you go on this journey, like no matter what, you may think you have a plan for your life or what's gonna go on, what you think you're gonna do, and it's like, something else come about and be like, that's not how it's gonna happen.
Exactly.
Like you was on mission A, and they're like, oh no, mission A been we done abort that long time ago. No, no, no. Mm-mm. That ain't your mission no more. And you might feel like that's not your mission, and you don't even know what the next mission is yet. But your prior mission, that's not what it is. You're not about that life anymore. But I feel like I said it on one of my lives. I wish that like our ancestors, our elders, like I would say, like in my family, like people, one or two people that were still around that can help guide us, because it would make it so much easier too, you know. So I feel if we had the help, and because these days it's like you may need the help, but you can't just go to anybody, you know. You have to be mindful. You can't go in. You can't trust nobody, and it's like you have to go through all of these changes on your own. It's heavy. It's heavy.
Yeah,
But
but
I mean, how long? Like in terms of your experience, like what is your like? What I know, I talked a lot. I said a lot, but
no, in my experience,
like what has been? Hmm?
go ahead and ask the question.
Oh, what has been your experience? Your experience in terms of your spiritual journey? How long have you been going? Have you been dealing with it?
All my life, actually, I said something last night, but truthfully, it's just been a spiritual journey my entire life.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I may have been like blocking myself from it a lot because I've been through a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, I really started really resonating with everything in the last 10 years, I say. Just
Okay.
resonating with me, just not really, really just going hard about it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
Right.
and I still, I'm still not all the way. I still be having troubles because I don't know how to let go of people. Somebody in the chat said you got to let them people go. A lot of times I don't be want to let people go because I
Right.
feel like they need me. I'm like the one who protects everybody, and I'm the one that's gonna
Right.
bring everybody out of what they're in.
Right.
But a
Right.
lot of
Right.
times these people not trying to go where I'm going,
Nope.
and I have to check myself about that. Like everybody's not going where you're going, so you got to let them go.
Yep.
I just have a more difficult time doing that.
Yeah. That part I definitely understand. That part I get, because it's like you see certain things within that person and situation. Is to say that person is just not seeing it. But you know what? When it's like your path is yours, theirs is theirs, and I think what's even more difficult is knowing that you will connect with people, but we have to understand that sometimes the people that we connect with is only for a short period of time, and that's difficult.
Hmm.
It's like, okay, I'm with you, and everything could be good, and then of course something happened, a shift happens, and then it seems to be like a breakdown. And then it's like, but you're used to this person, you vibe with this person, you don't hate this person. Overall, you had good rapport, good friendship, or whatever type of relationship it was. And it's like, now it's like, okay, you have to let go. But it's like, we human beings, and your mind gonna start playing and replaying. So I've been there, and I mean, I'm still, there's one particular situation, well, two situations where it still affect me, but because it was a lot of deception. So that's another thing too, is when you've been when you've been good people, when you've been a good person, to certain people, and they just like deceive you, and how they do it too, that plays on your mind, and but you said like with you got 10, like I'm still like mine is like going on 4. So this is why like I've said I feel like when I first, I started with all this passion and everything, but it's like now because I still have there's other things that's coming up that I mean I know it's for my highest good, and it's like the healing part, the healing journey and the spiritual journey is like for me it's never ending because there's a lot of reprogramming, you know, and and reconditioning that we have to do.
Mm-hmm.
And the I like when the part well I resonate with what you said about because of traumas, because of traumas we dealt with, it suppressed a lot of our abilities,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not easy to do a reprogram and to be of this world and to be around people, and sometimes it's just you're going to be feeling certain things and going through certain things, and 9 times out of 10 you're going to be around people that's just not going to understand. They're not going to get it. They're not going to get, and even if you, and it's not even no disrespect to them, because some people I've been around people, they try to, but they still can't. But they have some people, they gaslight you all the time. You tell them certain things, they're like, oh, you crazy, or you always with the negativity. Like, I'm telling you, I'm being vulnerable with you, telling you what it is, and you're telling me I'm negative.
Yeah.
Like, come on. And then when you don't say anything, then they like, oh, you acting funny, or you. It's like, oh my god, it's a lot. It's a lot.
It really is. It really, really, truly is. And I was gonna say something to what you just said, but I'm trying to get it back.
Remember?
I'm trying to get it back because it's real important
Mm-hmm.
about yeah, going through what you go through. I did not. It was to a point where I couldn't be around nobody. I
Right.
couldn't be around my family because it was pain and hurt that I had with them. I had a lot to get over with. I had a lot to get over as far as, things, how they had deceived me and lied to me about certain things that happened in the family and all this stuff. And I was, man, going through it. But it was just me having the growing pains of me in this spiritual thing that I'm in my awakening. I had to get over all those things in order for me to evolve even more. So now I can go back around now. I'm not mad at them no more.
Right.
Um, I don't go around them a lot though because I know that I'm so much different than them.
Right.
But it's still like, I got my own children that, you know, I'm just trying to guide them, but they, slowly but surely, they're coming along, but it's still a lot of things, that they
Right.
need to
Right.
overcome as well. And it gets difficult at times. Sometimes you just want to be like, I'm going away and I'm just going to go where I'm going and I'm not going to worry about nobody but me.
Right.
But I still often ask myself, is that the answer to it all? Is that
Right.
the answer for me to just get up and go and not look back? I did that already, though. I did leave from around, was around a lot more of my family. And it was just stuff going on that I just knew I wasn't supposed to be a part of. I knew
Right.
in my soul that I had to go. And it was like a message came to me that you need to get up out of here. And I did. That's why I'm where I'm at now. But again, I think the time is coming around again where it's time for me to make a different change. And I
Mm-hmm.
don't know which way I'm going to go. but I know something is changing right now, and I'm just going with the flow.
Right. That's all you can do at this point. Is just
Exactly.
let it go. The more you fight, the more exhausted, the more frustrated. It's like go with the flow and then be around supportive people, people that get it. Because I've been around people where, like I said, even if they act like they got it, but they didn't, and then it's like after a while they act indifferent towards you. They just act funny. Like it's just like, mm-mm.
That's what I was saying earlier, but it was, I guess, the way I said it.
Mm-hmm.
It was somebody who I thought was on that same page with me, and we were, it was gonna be good.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, there was a few things going on in that person's life that they were dealing with. But I thought because we were on like kind of, I thought we was on the same path, but evidently that's not what it was
Mm-hmm.
because I got shut out of that, and I just was like, okay, well, it's all good. I've been making it and doing what I had to do on my own all this
Mm-hmm.
time, and
Right.
with the help of my brothers in the Discord and the people that I resonate with. We've been chilling and making it through all this. We uplift each other every day.
Right.
So if you don't want me to uplift you or have anything to say to you, then I'll just get on. I won't say
Right.
nothing.
Right. Aaron is here. You wanna say anything?
Hey, Aaron.
Hey, what's happening, ladies? Just listening to you all talk, and just listening to you all, just comforting me, hearing other people's experiences and stuff like
Okay.
that. Listening to you all. Hey, so I don't know if I've been to your channel before. I'm gonna have to check you out. You sound I'm up on what you talking about. Me and Nikki, we go back, and Nikki, that's my ace right there.
I mean, I
So
don't know. I don't know everything. I'm just going going with the flow. But yeah, you could definitely. I mean, I've seen you in chats before, but just never. I mean, this first time I ever heard you speak was on Nicki channel, but I've seen you in other chats. But yeah, you come to my channel, you're gonna see like I've dealt with some things, and it was all a part of my journey. So I've dealt with some things, and I told Nikki earlier that I was gang stalked all this year too.
Can you
oh
Um,
yeah,
explain about
I
that?
done heard. Yeah,
Can
I
you
done heard
share
about
that
gang
more?
stalking.
Because I
yeah.
still don't know what it is.
Oh,
Yeah, I know
gang
what gang.
stalking. Oh, you don't. That's
Yeah,
one. That's something you don't like. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. Seriously,
What is it?
it's
it's
gang stalking.
go ahead.
My friend Hamilton dealt with it. Gang stalking is when it's like it's a coordinated effort of people literally harassing you, whether it be online or in person. It's like they do like certain things and things just to torment you. The
Hmm.
paranoid people will have people thinking you crazy or something like that, but when stuff is actually happening to you, and sometimes it can lead to lethal consequences and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Mm.
Yeah. It can. Gang stalking is basically a way to silence you, to make you go crazy because it messes with your mental. I don't care who you are as an individual when you are around people knowingly trying to get you to react. I've heard stories with people because they had to deal with gang stalking because it's such a mental, it gets to you mentally and emotionally. You can end up doing something that could get you in jail, prison. You
Mm-hmm.
know, you can end up committing, you can end up offing yourself. I don't want to use the S word.
Yeah.
um you can end up just doing something. You can end up doing something to where you look like you're the bad guy, but you're not the bad guy. The point is
Yeah,
to make you look like you're the crazy one, you're the
yeah,
unstable one. In
Mm-hmm.
my
yeah,
case, I documented everything, and these people know that. I got 4 books, so I documented everything. And And they knew they was worried. I guess they was worried, like they always saw me writing and I was reading books, because when I started my channel, I started it, talking about, relationship, narcissists. Like I've dealt with a lot of those issues, and I realized a pattern
Mhm.
in my life with the type of people I've dealt with.
Mhm.
So, long story short, I was in a relationship and the person felt whatever type of way because the person was insecure. That's what it is. And you know, my job ended up knowing that I had this channel, and people saw the things at the topics I was talking about, and they got triggered. It ain't have nothing to do with them,
Yeah.
but um, basically, long story short, they did everything. And I'm gonna tell you this: I work in the New York City Department of Education. Okay, so these are people that are educated,
Mhm.
but I call them educated fools, and they were all women. Females tend to gangster.
Oh
All
yeah, I already know. I've seen a few tendencies around the way.
Yeah,
One thing I'll say about females, one thing people underestimate females. I think
mhm,
females could be a little bit more deadly, though. You ever heard the expression "the female of the species," the black widow? There's
mhm,
there's a, there's a reason why they say black widow and it's not black widower, because even in nature they know that the female is the deadliest of the species. Like even in the lion society, if you notice a pride of lions, the male lion he's bigger and he patrols the territory, but it's the females that make up the majority of the pride. The females
mhm,
are the ones. There's a reason why they do all the hunting, because they're quicker and they can be they're less conspicuous when they
yeah,
seen. They can sneak right up on the prey from all sides.
yeah,
Whereas a male lion, because of his mane, he looks like a big ass haystack moving through the grass. So you could easily see him. So that's why the females do it. See, people look at that, oh, that's sexist. No, that's strategy. There's a strategy on why things are like that. Because see, a
yeah.
female, like
It
in a
is.
club scene, a female could walk right up in the club, right? Take out the whole damn club, walk out there and like nothing happened.
No, it's true. And then the thing is, what people don't understand too with gang stalking, especially like in the job setting, you see these people that are administrators, they are in position, they threaten people's livelihood. So even if someone doesn't want to be involved, trust me, because the people that were involved, it's just like when I think about it, I said I call them entities, because gang stalking will turn you into, you're not human anymore. Because
Yeah,
some of these people that were involved, it's like you have children, you have grandchildren. Like that's how I think. I think like if you have your own, you have family, you supposed to be empathetic, or you work with kids, you would think that they wouldn't do this. But this goes to show me too, like the whole bullying initiative in some of these schools. I'm gonna tell you right now, it's all BS. Because how can they enforce a no bullying policies when you have adults bullying other adults? It's
exactly.
not going. That's why, like, even when I think about, where I worked at, they were kids that did certain things. No kid in the school will ever get suspended.
Yeah,
No
the
child
kids might
will
be
be.
working for the adults. Some of the adults might have the kids working for them.
Yeah, well, in my case, that's why this year, despite all the things I've been through, and even like my situation is not something that I could go and talk to people about. Even they still don't get it. I said, you know what? I don't even blame you, because this is something that, unless it happens to you, or you a certain person that you'll have an understanding of this, then you will understand. But they had tried to use a kid against me. But you see, the thing is with me, I'm long story short, they tried to set me up 3 times, and I was on it. I was on top of it 3 times. Every day I went to work prayed up. and I did everything on my end, but eventually, like I said earlier, this is not for you to be a human being and you are in an environment where it's hostile. It's hostile. You feel it. The energy, the people, it's just a hostile work environment. No matter what you think you're gonna do, it's not good for your psyche, it's not good for your mind. I did as much as I can, but at the end of the day, I went out my way. I didn't go out the way they wanted me to, which could have been in jail, which could have been me reacting toward a child. Because I'm saying that's what they wanted me to do. And I knew it. Every time I was successful at their plots and at their plot, they got more aggressive. And that's what they do.
Mhm.
If they
Yeah.
can't get you, they keep getting more aggressive. And nigga, I'm mad. I just left and I didn't go back and the union forget it. And this is why I had did a live. When I left, I did a live in June. I left May 20th. I never forget the day. And of course, they had little people caught me, but then after a while, they realized, okay, they're gonna stop because that can be a form of what you calling me for? Especially they know that since I had like documentation, so of course, on their end, they will do certain things just to cover themselves. But the
Mhm.
one thing I'm not gonna mention. There's one thing that they didn't do, which legally, you know, it's mind-boggling to me that they didn't do this. But in terms of like health insurance and stuff like that, there were certain things that they didn't do. Because if I'm not working for the job anymore, then I should have been taken off. And I don't know what they did on their end or whatever the case is. But at the end of the day, I told people like when you be in home store, don't waste your time going to HR. HR is like the feds. Don't waste your time going to the union because they're all a part of it. There's every year there's corporations that do major payouts because of these situations and nothing happened to the people that's in charge, superiors, and unless you're going to be a person that's going to go, you have the money to go and sue them, sue the people. That's a lot because if it's 20 of them, you don't have the money to go make a case. The only thing you can do is contact the EEOC, and I have that on my live. You can contact them. It's they're federal, and you can make a complaint, and maybe take it from there. But it's still it's a process. It's a process. But gang stalking, I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. And I realize a lot of people that are empaths, they going through a spiritual journey. They are
Hmm.
targets of this, and this is why I even know more so this year. Sometimes you might not know who you are, but other people do.
And that's
And
why I'm protected from all that shit.
and you as you evolving, I just feel like in my case, like there were things that the things I was talking about, I'm all about truth. I was speaking about injustice. I don't I was speaking about certain things, and people that are conniving, evil entities, I call them, they're gonna be triggered by that. They will
Hmm.
be triggered by that, you know. And in my case, I know it was deeper than what it was at the time. I didn't know, but I know now somewhat. It was deeper than what it was. So then people, at the end of the day, when you are being gang stalked, trust me, they're not gonna gang stalk a person that's just a nobody. You are somebody. They're not gonna go through all that for no reason.
Hmm.
Most people that are gang stalked, and I've talked to two people like it's crazy this year how I would just like run into people and meet people that have been through the same experience as me and the spiritual journey. Listen. They don't just do this to just anybody. They do this to shut you down, to keep you quiet, to be out of sight. They want to mess you up financially. They don't want you to. They don't want you to live.
They're trying to break you.
Yeah, and that's what it is. They want you to be in a state of constant lookout. Okay, constant lookout, constant fight. You have flight or fight. Like that's what they want you to do. And no one, it's not this gang stalking is it's a difficult thing to explain because I mean some people still to this day say it's all in your mind, you
Oh,
know. And this is why, I've met a guy, he ended up in a mental ward.
I
He
can
ended up,
relate to that because something is always in my mind that everybody tell it, but it don't be in my mind. I see it.
right. But he ended up in the mental ward for he was in there for about like 4 months. But he was like that 4 months felt like 4 years because it constantly had him drugged up. And this was a man that never, there was no history of any mental illness or anything like that.
Because they want to take people that are enlightened. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to even do it like that, but they want to take you when your eyes open. They want to you start giving you that medicine to dull it out, to get it out.
Mm-hmm.
So if they get a chance to get you medicated,
Yeah. But I mean, I tell people synchronicity is so important. You know, number like I am all about the numbers. Like it's not like all in my head. When I've gotten so many like messages, little messages in that way, just through numbers or just through signs. And at the end of the day, I prayed, and I made sure like I had like a protective shield at all the time because if I didn't, I'm telling you, if I didn't, I know it in my gut. These people wanted me to do something for me to go to jail, to go to a mental ward. I mean, either way, it's rather the mental ward or the jail because I work with kids. So think about that. Oh, I do something. Imagine if I were to react toward the child, automatic. That's going to be a problem.
mm-hmm.
That's going to be a big issue because you are working in the school system, and then on top of that, you did something against your child. Yeah, that's automatic. You know, and I can listen if I can tell you some of the things they did in this one particular incident to this day in my mind. I want to say, oh, I don't want to believe it, and I don't want to repeat it here because this is like on YouTube, and
Mm-hmm.
only one person I ever told this well, yeah, one person I ever told this situation to, and the one person that I told this situation to ended up being the gang stalker. She was part of the gang stalking too.
What?
Yeah.
So she was part of it.
Yep.
That's fucked up.
Yep.
So the one person that you trusted, they wound up doing the same thing to you, huh?
She
Yeah.
was doing it too.
Because that's what they do. Gang stalkers, they are going to get all the people that you deal with, talk to, involved, one way or the
Yeah.
other. And especially, in the job setting, people, if you wanna get people to act right, threaten their livelihood. Some people, they'll do anything for their livelihood. If they have to, put you down, then they'll do that. But with me, I could never do something like that.
Hmm.
I could never do something like that. But hey, but at the end of the day, karma is karma. Because there's no way that these people could do what they do and get away with it. But one thing I don't do is harbor anything, any negative to happen to them. Because I always say, when you're sitting there waiting for karma to happen, you wishing for karma to happen, it's not going to work that way.
Yeah.
My main concern right now is my healing, my spiritual elevation, and just continue. Those who understand, and those who don't, then I just back away. That's it. I'm not stressing myself. I'm not repeating myself. But there's no way that those people do all that they did. And I guarantee you, I know it for a fact. This year, there's no way that they did all they did, and they didn't. Some of those people didn't get no repercussions, or they didn't feel something.
Mhm.
Because I always feel like, and I know for a fact, when you mess with people that are spiritual empaths, people that are special earth angels, you're gonna get dealt with.
Dealt with.
I might not see it. I
Say
don't
it
need to see it,
again.
but you're gonna be dealt with.
Say it
Yep.
again. You're gonna get dealt with.
So
Yep.
I'm not going to. That's why I'm not gonna. And that's how I know I've changed. I know I've changed because if it was like 5 years ago, ooh, I'd have been. Mm-mm.
That's
I
just
would
to
have.
let people know.
I'd have been. I would have been praying.
You would have been a different story.
I would have been praying hard, putting all my energy so that they could they could have their downfall. Mm-mm. I don't. Mm-mm. I
That's
can't
just to
right
let
now.
anybody know. Let you know that anybody can be touched at any moment.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know, and like I said, I don't wish this on my worst enemy. And the crazy thing is, a lot of these people that I said all that I had to say when I did a live about it to inform people. And it's funny because I got one thumbs down, and I already knew because they was watching me, but it doesn't matter. One particular person was watching me. At the end of the day, I said what I had to say, and all these women are they are mothers and grandmothers, okay?
That's
And some of these people they go to church, okay? Up in the church, or they go to Sunday service, they going to Wednesday night service, Friday night service.
and they
Please,
be fronting that
please,
service.
please,
I'll be
and
singing in the
all these
choir sitting
people,
next to you in the pew.
yeah, and these same people, a lot of these people, the crazy thing is, and I said it, because at this point, I ain't, the thing is, I ain't saying no name, I ain't saying no school, I can say whatever I want.
You
It's
sure
my
could.
story. And I told him, I said, the crazy thing is, these people had told me a lot of their secrets as well.
Oh,
Okay. So it's like, you trusted me enough to tell me things in a job setting. Because at the end of the day, in the job, we're not friends. And that's another thing, too. This is another thing I told him. Job is a job. You're not friends with people. 9 times out of 10, when you leave a job, you're never going to talk to them people again. I'm not saying that you can't make one,
mm-hmm.
but listen, the job is a job because if you think you're gonna make a friend at the workplace, and God forbid if a situation happened and the manager you know put you against each other, trust me, that friend ain't no more friend. There's no more friend. It's all about that check,
Mm-hmm.
guaranteed. So, and I mean, shoot, your own family go against you for money. So what you expect? What you think? You think your coworker won't?
Mm-hmm.
So, but one thing that told me that a lot of people integrity. When I said integrity doesn't exist, people, for some people, integrity, they don't have it. They don't know what integrity is. Some people, they'll do whatever they feel they have to do, or for a dollar, or because they just hate you. And too, sometimes with the gang stalking, some other people that got involved, people that automatically jump on a bandwagon, those are people that didn't like you to begin with. That's another thing I realized too. Those are people that never, because some people. The thing is with gang stalking too. If they feel like you are too loud, or you shine in a certain way, whatever it is, or it can even be with an opportunity, because there's people that think that especially like with YouTube, there's people that will have a problem that you are on YouTube. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, some people have a warped way of thinking. They will have a problem that you are on YouTube, so they may feel like, oh well, this person may whatever they may think. You may get famous, or you're just doing something different from them. Let me just say that, because you could get gang so just because you're just different. You don't even have to be you don't even have to do anything. You're just breathing. You might be a person that you are nice. Because another thing with too, people that get gang so you could be a certain person that's not cutthroat, you're not evil, you're not malicious, and they will have people that have problems. They will have a problem with you because you're like that. So they're like, all right, she's like that. Okay, she's a pushover. Oh, I just don't like her.
Mm-hmm.
So
Well,
I've been through this year. I've been through a lot, and for me to be mentally, and this is what I feel that at the time I'm going to work, I'm going to therapy, you know, and I'm trying to have an understanding of my spirituality because this is all new to me.
mm-hmm.
It's getting like it's evolving more and more, and I'm ripping and running, and then like I'm like, okay, there was a time I'm like dropping 3 videos a week, you know. And there was a time like in March I had to kind of scale back because I was getting tired. But the reason why I was getting tired because of course I'm in a devil's den 5 days a week, because at the end of the day, no matter what you do, I'm a human being. You're human. You're gonna be worn down. I mean, I could pray, I could do all this meditation, I could do that. But when you every day you going into the devil's den, because that's what it was, and every minute you're being watched, and you know you're being gaslit. That's why they were threatened. Because I said, you know what? One thing I always tell people: journal. And if you ever in this situation, write, because mentally the point is to mess with you mentally. So if you keep a journal, that in a way that helps you stay sane, and helps you know that, okay, this is being done to you. So if something was being done to you, or said to you around 11 something, write it. So because the thing is, the point is to have you so mentally effed up you don't know what's real or not. And it's very easy for them to be like, oh, that's in your mind, you're crazy. And I'm gonna tell you this: there was one other teacher that I worked with. They ran her out too. They ran her out. And I noticed a pattern also. I noticed a pattern with other individuals that are no longer at the job as well. So when it happened to me, then after a while I connected the dots of what happened to 3 other individuals, and they were women also. They were women also.
Mm-hmm.
So this situation, gang stalking, it's a difficult situation. It's difficult, and if anyone can come out, and you come out without ending your life, or without going to jail, like, I don't even want to say you won, but thank God. But the thing is, it's the aftermath. It's the aftermath of all the stuff that happened.
So, can I say one thing real quick?
Go ahead.
So basically, this is probably why people start going postal and stuff, shooting up the whole
Mm,
and doing
yeah,
all this because they've been bullied and treated wrong at the job.
yeah, yeah.
And
Hmm.
so people that wasn't even in the gang stalking incident then got shot up because this group of people wanted to be malicious towards someone. Man, that's so scandalous.
Yeah, yeah. And the crazy, I thought about that too. I thought about that, but it's crazy. Before this situation happened to me, I've had that mindset. Like sometimes I used to always wonder when I heard stories like that. I used to wonder, like, okay, what did that person go through? Because a person don't just get up one day and decide to go in and say, okay, I'm going to get revenge, or Or it's same thing when a person decides that they no longer want to live anymore. It's a buildup. You don't just get up one day and decide, okay, I don't want to live no more. It's a buildup. And I've also talked about, which some of these people, and it's crazy to me that um they use I later found out they use some of my concepts in my video in the school. They use mental health awareness. They use all of that. Mind you, they're gang stalking people. And one particular teacher, they had her go to the mental, like she was in the mental ward for a while, for a little bit. Then she came back to work and they harassed her to the point where they forced her to retire. Okay? So it's like it's all a facade. This is why, like in these schools, and I've told people, like, know your kids. The school system does not protect kids. You protect your child. And that initiative of bullying in a lot of these schools, because at the end of the day, you think okay, a school, but it's still run like a company, a corporate company. And at the end of the day, all these heads, they do not care. Everything is all about the dollar, and they're very cutthroat. They're very cutthroat. So how can they protect your children when they harassing and bullying adults? Like it's not, it just doesn't work. It's a lot. And for me to be, like I said, I around like September into October, like certain things start to, it really hit me, because when I think about it, I was ripping and running and doing a lot. And it's a heavy burden to bear, to have on your back, in your mind, to be in the state that I was in, every day. No, it's not easy. And like I said, this is not something that I could talk to many people about. At the time, I was seeing a therapist um when I was at the job, but my therapist I had, she moved, and I'm still looking for another one, because I was looking, when I went to therapy, my main concern was getting me I wanted a black woman
Mm-hmm.
for my therapist. But I just felt like, I wanted somebody that's relatable,
Yeah.
and I feel like that's important. And it's so funny, when I even requested that, some people when I requested that, I had one person at the corner was kind of like throw back. I'm like, what you mean? Like, I want somebody that's relatable to me. I want somebody that knows the struggles of being a black woman.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing wrong with that.
It makes a lot of sense
So
too. I mean, because we
yeah,
know us better than we know us better than anyone else knows us.
exactly. And then at the time, on my quest of looking for one, first of all, I'm in New York, so in New York, there's not a lot of black therapists. And one, two, uh, the the black the black therapists, men or women. When I was looking for one, when I was going through the list, you will see some of them. They be like, "Oh, we're booked for the rest of the year." Like, it's so, because a lot of people are requesting, you know, black women are requesting black therapists. So because there's not that many black therapists
Mm-hmm.
in the state, when you are looking for them, they booked. They're booked. I mean, for the year. And
I'm
I'm
moving
like,
to New York and I'm
New
becoming a
York City.
therapist.
What you said, Nikki?
I said I'm moving to New York and I'm about to become a therapist.
I mean, listen, we need more black therapists here in New York, because it's and I did also, on my quest on looking for a black therapist. I've read articles about biases also.
Mm.
They screen. I have to look for this article, but they said there has been discrimination against black folk when you call in requesting, an appointment to see somebody. They'll screen depending on your name. Like, if you call in and you sound a certain way, you say a certain name. There was a poll about that, like how many of us get callbacks.
If it was Antoine, we might not get called back.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. And I was like, wow, the things that you the things that you find while looking, looking for help or whatever the case is. So I was just like, that was interesting. That was an interesting find. And it's funny, the this article was on Psychology Today. So in Psychology Today, you can go on there and look for therapists. And they had this article on there on Psychology Today. So, I've been through a lot, but I'm like right now I'm looking my main concern is getting a therapist, but a therapist that's I mean really into spirituality, because that's another thing too. When you do, I found one, she said she was, but not I don't
See,
when
that's what somebody just told me I need to be.
yeah. I mean, listen,
A spirit,
you'll be constipated compensated for it.
spiritual
And
therapist. That's
even
what I was told that I needed to
nah,
do.
but I think you should, because I mean I've known there are therapists that do Reiki. They do they do Reiki healing work with
Hmm.
crystals. I mean it's a thing, but it's not too many. And
Yep.
the issue
And
with the issue with that is when you get into that realm, is the insurance going to pay? Because some insurance, the insurance not going to pay for that. Like, oh, you doing crystals? Oh, we're not paying for that.
we ain't gonna tell them that. We're gonna be
Mm.
telling them what we're doing, and then if the people want to go further into the study, I mean not the study, but further into the healing, then
Yeah.
that's something extra that they're going to have to pay out of their pocket.
When the issue is if people could pay, because some people, like if you do therapy twice a week, some people doing therapy twice a week. It just, I'm not saying that you can't, it's not feasible, but the money aspect of it is difficult for many, because therapists without insurance, depending, I've seen, on a I mean the pay scale without insurance, one in New York, $150 to $300. And I'm like, what? And that's like without insurance. Now, if you get the insurance, and depending on the insurance you have, and your copay is like $10, $20, that's that's doable. But some people, they can't do that, especially if you're tight financially. Some people can't. Some people can't do that. And then mix in with all like um, crystal work, and or even like if not only crystal work, people that do like astrology, um if they get your information, and they'll tell you, what to eat around this time, when certain, when the moon or whatever is going on planetarily, they'll tell you that. And that's like, ooh, if I could have somebody like that, that'll be good. That'll be good, especially like, being who we are on this spiritual path, like it'll
Yeah.
be helpful. And that's why I said it's difficult. I wish, I don't know, like I say to myself all the time, like, we're the elders. Like, I wish like my elders was still like at least one of them. you
This,
know,
this conversation
it'll
is
be
going.
helpful. It would help.
This conversation right now is going in such a
Huh?
great direction. I said this conversation is going in such a great direction. I'm getting a lot from
Mm.
what you're saying right now.
It's very therapeutic. I'm loving this conversation
Yeah.
because it's real. And think about back to like when we were talking about the gang stalking. When you think about that song that
Mm-hmm.
Rockwell made back in the day, in the '80s, somebody's watching me. It's quite. I wonder if he could have been talking about gang
Mm-hmm.
stalking. And when you heard the expressions growing up of people saying black helicopters in the sky, and that could be another aspect of gang stalking.
Mm-hmm.
That
Mm-hmm.
movie,
Mm-hmm.
Conspiracy Theory, I think
No.
Mel Gibson was in it. That's what it delved on.
So I'm gonna have to watch that.
Mm.
I mean, I understand the concept of gang stalking, and I feel like
Mm-hmm.
I've been done that way my entire life, but not on that large scale like you.
Yeah,
But I've
it's
had
Mm-hmm.
designed to
always
discredit the
make me
person.
think I'm crazy, always, and they be damn just doing stuff to me.
Yep, it's designed to literally to discredit the victim they're making them think that they're crazy and that they're the bad person, like Soul just said.
Mm-hmm. And trust me, they'll have everybody. They'll fix it so that everybody around you will turn against you.
Mm.
Like I've always been a likable, lovable person up until this situation. I mean, I know everybody not gonna like me, but I mean overall, like in terms of jobs, I never had issues. I've been working all my life. I never had issues at the workplace, never. And for this to happen to me, I said, uh. Because like I said, when you are being gang stalked, especially like I'm Caribbean, I'm Haitian. So and I work with nothing but Caribbean women, and when I think about certain things that I know in terms of my people, me being Haitian, and some of the people that were involved, they were Haitian. Now this is where I can talk about, the other aspect of what I said to you earlier about when people talk about spirituality, they automatically talk about they automatically think, the worst of the worst in terms of, devil and all that other stuff, because that's just how some people think. At the end of the day, in a spiritual aspect, when you are being gang stalked, whether you know it or not, you are something special, because they wouldn't go through all these things to do what they do
Amen.
if you weren't.
Can I tell you
They
one more
wouldn't
thing?
do it. Hmm.
Let me tell you one more thing.
Hmm.
Now that I listen to your story about being gang stalked when I was in the fifth grade, and that was a long time ago.
Hmm.
I had this teacher. Her name was Miss Choice. I don't know what her problem was, but Miss Choice didn't like me. So every chance she got to do something fucked up to me, she did it. So
Mm.
I had this project we were making these pillows, and I still make these pillows to this day. She told us to go get 2 towels, get some yarn and this needle, and some of the stuff that we had to use to put inside the pillows to fluff them, stuff them. So my mom was kind of bougie a little bit, After
Hmm.
being growing up in the country and coming to California and being able to live a different life, my family just, they different.
Hmm.
So she had went to J.C. Penney's in the home department and got me these towels. These were like some really nice towels, okay? Everybody else's parents was going right to the thrifties, the drugstore, or somewhere else to get the towels. My mom went and spent some good money on these towels. So
Hmm.
when the teacher saw the towels, she was like, "Why did your mom get these towels for the project?" I said, "I don't know, but my mom got them, and I was making my pillow. Do you know that this teacher, something happened, and she took my project, took my pillow, put my towels, put my stuff up. She also told other students not to talk to me.
Mm.
People that was my friend, people that I have walked home with. She told them not to be my friend and not to talk to me and play with me or nothing. That to me is a close example to what you were saying.
Yeah, that teacher was a narcissist.
And I had to deal with that at a
That
fifth
teacher was
grade
a
level.
classic narcissist. Hmm.
Yep.
And that's what they do. That's what they do. Organized talking. That's what they do.
That could have
That's what they do.
traumatized you
And
too, because for a child to go through that's a real
hmm,
traumatizing thing for a child. And the fact that happened to you, Nikki, that could have messed you up for life and even into your adult years.
Guess what? My mama went up there and checked her ass. You give my daughter back her fucking towels. Give her stuff back. Because I told my mom, I said, Miss Choice took my project. And I was bad though. I was bad, but I've been through so much more than just that. So I kind of
Mm-hmm.
used to be cussing at school. I used to be doing some stuff, but at the end of the day, I still didn't deserve for her to tell my friends don't play with me. She told Rosetta don't talk to me. She told all my friends don't talk to me. And Rosetta, I walked home with Rosetta every day.
Well, she must have told Rosetta something
Yeah, she
to
did.
scare, because you know adults, you know kids.
She told them she probably promised them all kind of stuff not to play with me. But I told on her it was over soon.
Hmm. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
I
this
ain't
I
never
dealt
forgot
with
her on Aaron either. I never forgot Miss Choice about that. Ever since she did that, I
yeah.
never forgot her ass.
mm,
Oh yeah. I dealt with rejection and stuff growing up myself a lot. I dealt with I grew up with low self esteem and also dealt with even some self hatred in my life, and also dealt with some other issues too in my life
right.
that someday I may talk about. Who knows? But I grew up pretty much. I guess I felt like my childhood was pretty at times was pretty traumatic. I
Right.
mean, I had some issues growing up. I was in some special ed classes, and yeah, I just dealt with some things that I guess a child shouldn't deal with,
Mm-hmm.
but I still dealt with them, and I've had some traumatic incidents. Matter of fact, do you remember Good Times? Remember the episode of Good Times when Janet Jackson she played Penny, and when she dealt with abuse?
Yeah.
Do
Mm-hmm.
you know? Do you know that that single episode it actually traumatized me as a child?
Mm.
That episode, I don't know it, but it really did something to me because child abuse back then was very well known, and it was something I could relate to, and not to mention at the same time you dealt with the Atlanta child murders and stuff too. That
Mm.
was that was like
Mm.
around in that same vein, and it's like
I was
I
scared of
mean
that shit, dude. Was you,
yeah
Aaron?
yeah I was too. I was
Somebody was taking the kids and putting them in the Chattahoochee, whatever that river is.
yeah stuff like
Mm-mm.
that. I was triggered by stuff like that.
Yeah, that was
I, but
something very
I was kind of a scary child though. Anyway, I mean, I had my bad moments, but I was a little bit scary too as a child. I was like one of them types of kids that if I saw somebody else get dealt with in a rough way, that would put some act right in me.
Right.
that was traumatic though. I remember that stuff, and they was having something on the TV about it, right?
Yeah, they talked about it on the news just about every night, and
Uh-huh.
then yeah, for a long time, and then you had the people starving in Ethiopia. I'm like, I
Not,
was bombarded with that stuff.
look, not to
Right.
mention that shit Jim Jones did to the people.
Oh yeah, I was
Oh,
bombarded with images of that too. I'm
I
glad you
was
mentioned
scared
that,
of all
Nikki.
that. I was like, why you do that?
Yeah, I
People.
used to see that literally on the news just about every night. You see the bodies, the dead bodies all around that compound. I'm like, damn.
wow.
Yeah.
Can you imagine being a child in the '80s and seeing those images imprinted in your head? I mean, I was an '80s child. I mean, I'm a '70s baby, but I was an '80s child for real.
I'm an 80s baby. My
Yeah,
parents used to
I
monitor
think so.
everything.
I think you barely missed it then. So you barely missed it. Now, Nick, you know
Yeah,
what I'm
because
talking about.
I
yeah,
know.
I know, like I know some of the stuff, but I know some of the stuff like after the fact. Like, if the storyline came up, then I seen the pictures and stuff like that. I know some of the stuff, but like a lot of the things, my parents, they monitored everything. So like there's certain things I didn't get to see, but that penny episode I did see. I remember that episode. I seen that episode.
Hmm.
I've seen that
And
episode.
it
And
wasn't even new when you came. You saw that later. That was a rerun when you saw it.
yeah, yeah.
And that,
But I
yeah.
remember that episode. And that episode, like I don't even think would they even show that now in this time, like that episode. I remember that episode. Like as soon as you said it, I remember I picture it right now. It's in my mind. In that
Yep.
episode.
And I dealt with abuse too as a child myself. I used to go to school every day with welts and bruises on my body. People would ask me what happened. I would lie and say I fell.
Mm-hmm.
I think we all used to get our ass whooped, Aaron, and we used to have bruises and webs because we used to get whooped with a belt.
I would got beat with belts and extension cords and just anything else they could get their hands on.
You're like, we black folk have that mentality. They don't. It's not discipline. They beat you down. That was the mentality. They beat you. You got disrespectful, and it's like they. All right, we want to show you.
They was
'Cause I remember.
imitating what the slave masters did to them, and that was just a traditional thing. Like it just got passed down because if you think about it, they had to get a belt or something to whip you with.
Mm-hmm.
Go get a switch. Go do this. Go get that, and they use it in the same manner. And they
Mm-hmm.
didn't care if you got all them webs. That was part of the plan.
Yeah, I remember this girl. When I was younger, that's when I used to live in apartment building. Her name was Naomi. Oh man, her mother was a little mental because it's like I never seen a mother that had this look of enjoyment when it was time to discipline a child. Well, I wouldn't even call that discipline, abuse a child. And Naomi, um, after a while, someone called ACS, but she was away from her for a while. But when her mother used to get her, she wouldn't go to school for like 2 3 days. Because Naomi was real fair skinned, so um, whatever mark she got, it showed. She had welts, and she would literally look black and blue. She wouldn't go to school for a couple of days. I will never forget that. I will never forget that. And this was like 91, 92, 91, 92. I would never forget that. But I never seen, like her mother. It just seemed like her mother enjoyed it, and I never like right now. I'm just me even seeing it. I'm just like I'm picturing her mother's face. You get a kick out of, okay, you're gonna beat your child. And as a child, I never. I mean, of course, as a child, you can't. There's no explaining that because that didn't make sense. That didn't make no
Yep.
sense. But you see it, and it's like, but one thing that I've always had a sense of thinking about like the world and people and how some people are and people. I used to always say, "Oh, people are evil." But after like this whole situation and just like things that I've seen growing up and then hearing like other people's stories and stuff like that, I'm like, they have some people like they're really evil. Like my mother say, you see people, you don't know people. Because some people they put on this face and they put on this front like they're nice and they won't harm a fly, but all right, in the right circumstances or if you become their target, that's when the mask has fallen. That's definitely this year has taught me like like you see people but you don't know them. You have no idea. And from my whole experience, like for me, what these people did, I wouldn't put nothing past them. I wouldn't put nothing past them. I would not put to me they can be killers. I wouldn't put nothing past them. Because
Mm-hmm.
what they did, and like I said, um I realized that it was a pattern because there were other people too. There were two other people, two women, and I wouldn't put nothing past them. These people, and to think about it, if these people did this to me, I also thought about how many kids they lied on. One particular lady, she always had an issue. She always had an issue. She been working in the school system since forever. You know, you in your 60s can't even barely walk. You got grandkids. You know, she almost died from cancer and she was involved in this. Like, seriously? And she used to always get in trouble. Like, parents would come to the school and wanna, beat her ass because she would lie on people's kids. She's been on what they call online. Like, if there's an incident and there's a report, if a parent reports you or a kid reports you, then the principal have to put it online. You know, and she's always had issues. She's always had issues. So it's like, and I think about this like, hmm. But of course, these people, when they get together, they get together and they have this common cause or whatever the case is. And sometimes it's not even that because I talked about narcissists and I talked about flying monkeys. A lot of these people, they were flying monkeys. What happened is they use flying monkeys are people that come and talk to you. They can they can portray to be your friend, and the narcissist uses the people that is part of your surroundings as a way to get you. To get your information or whatever deal or whatever that was discussed between them. They do it to you, and you won't have no idea. And
You said
sometimes
flying
with flying
monkeys.
monkeys, every person have an agenda.
You said they're called
Yeah,
flying
that's
monkeys.
that's the that's the term, flying monkeys.
Okay, kind of
Yeah,
remind me
monkeys.
of the
Yes,
characters from the Wizard of Oz
that's the
almost.
term. Mm. Yeah, I mean, all this stuff. I'm like, you look it up and you be like, what? Yeah, like this is what they do. And each individual that is part of that flying monkey is there's a saying, hear no evil, see no evil. What is it? Hear no evil, see no evil,
Right.
and
Speak
something
no
I
evil.
forget. There's that term, and that's how they are. Like they like each of them, depending on the situation. If it's like five, each of them each play a role, but each of them have their own agenda. So, for example, in my situation, you have the principal. So if one person is all about money, then maybe administration may promise you know one particular person more money or a position. If the person likes to drink, you may bring them bottles of alcohol. Like, you'd be surprised if the person is a smoker. You'd be surprised. It's you bribe them. You bribe them.
Cautious castaways in
You
the
bribe them, and
building.
oh,
I'm sorry.
hey, Cassius, but it's okay.
So
You have to
cautious.
you have to greet. Yeah, but it's a lot. It's a lot, but it's a lot. I wouldn't wish this on anyone. And the crazy thing is, and this is why I say what I say in terms of like my spiritual journey. You know, I have a friend of mine now. She's going through this same situation at her job,
Wow,
and she works in the hospital.
this is ridiculous.
She's going through the same situation, and she's told me on so many. She's like, I don't know. This is God. I don't know, because she said you're going through the same situation, or I went through it, and then because I warned her there were certain things that was going on, and I said you have to be careful because this is just too familiar. But at that time, when she started telling me certain things, it wasn't as heavy. Now, oh no, it's heavy. It's heavy at her workplace. It's heavy. And I don't, and I tell her, I told her, I said, I can't tell you to quit your job. And she has a child. And I'm like, sometimes there are days I don't think she's even there mentally because, it takes a toll. And I'm like, if push come to shove, if you have to leave, you're gonna have to leave because you, you want to leave with your mind somewhat intact, and that's what I worry about with her, And she's practically by herself. She's raising her child, so this situation is not a situation where she can, you know, um, she has a person for her to vent. Like, yeah, you can talk to me, but like I'm at a point right now. I'm all about boundaries too. Like I can't take on. I can help people, but I can only help people for so. I can only help you so much because I'm going through my own process of things myself. So I mean, and that's just a lot. It's a lot to take on. So yeah, right now I know my friend of mine. She's going through this. She's going through the same thing and work in the hospital system. I give her certain steps. I tell, and I've told people on my live too. I said, listen, if you're ever in a situation like depending on where you live, like in New York, you don't have to. You can record. You can record. I said, get a recording pen. Go on Amazon, buy you a recording pen. It looks like a pen, but it's a recorder. And make sure you get a pen that that can record hours and hours without you having to worry about erasing anything, or you'll be able to transfer. You get it for like $30-$35 on Amazon.
It's a video recorder or just recording voices?
It records voices, but it's a pen. It looks like a pen. It looks
Mm.
like a pen, but it records. You know, and
Can you actually write with it?
huh?
Can you actually write with it?
Mhm. Mhm. You can go on Amazon and put in recording pen, and you'll see. And they have all different kinds with different hours, different functions. You get you know whatever that'll be helpful to you. And people worry. I did a chat and somebody said that, oh no, it's not gonna be held up in court. I said no, that's not true, because even in New York City right now, I had a old junior high school friend of mine that works for the NYPD. And NYPD in New York City, there's a the case now. I think they brought it back in, but there was a case where they had 12 New York City police officers that sued New York City for um for biases, different biases. And my old junior high school friend, he was turned down for promotions several times based on bogus write-ups. And what he ended up doing was, whenever he talked to the captain or whoever his superior was, he recorded them
Mm-hmm.
and he used it in court. He used it in court, and matter of fact, it got on the news because his first his first break of the story came out on the New York Times. And then 2 years after, more NYPD police officers, they decided to come out and talk, and it hit all the local news. Of course, a lot of them, because of that, they got called rats and all of that. But long story short, you can record. It's going to be permissible in court, but every state is different. So I always tell people, look at the state. But when it comes to harassment and stuff like that, it's going to be permissible in court,
NYPD is
and
probably
that's
one of
what
the
he
most
did.
corrupt departments in the nation. I know they corrupt where I'm from too. Born and
Oh,
raised in
they. I mean,
Chicago.
oh, Chicago, yeah. But after
Yeah.
after he after the story broke out on all the local news and everything, all of a sudden he got his promotion. And I told him, and several people told him as well, like you have to watch your back because the thing is, even though it was on the news, these people had meetings and all that, they still had bosses and they were targeted. They target them. They target them. They
Hmm.
had some people. I mean, my old junior high school friend, he was put in something called the shoe,
Oh
where
yeah.
he was working. They put him in the. He had to work in the subway, and basically he was in a hidden room for 12 hours, practically in the just watching people who are like who are who don't pay who don't pay for their fares to get on the train. That was retaliation. That was retaliation because it's a room in the summer, no AC, and is sitting there or standing there watching people just to make sure they're not going, they're not jumping the turnstile.
What were
He
they
did that
jumping
as a way to
turnstile? What are they
retaliate.
supposed to do? What they
Well, I
expect
mean,
him
he's
to do?
supposed to come out and I guess he'll get a write up because they had what happened was in New York they had this thing. Commissioner said that there was no such thing as a quota, which means the amount of tickets. But everybody know that there was a such thing as a quota. So what happened is a lot of the cops, if they didn't write a certain amount of tickets for the month, they got written up, bogus write ups. Mind you, and on the TV, they're saying that there's no such thing as a quota. So what happened? The quota is you have to write tickets, you have to arrest as 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 much black and Hispanics because that was
So,
another thing issue too. That was that was talked about.
Yeah, that's what
That they said that
that's what Stop the Fifth came from too.
a lot of the bosses, hmm a lot of the bosses wanted the cops to target a particular group of people.
Yep.
So
Stop and
yeah,
Frisk was part of that too. And guess what? I found out
yeah,
Stop and Frisk that was Bloomberg's brainchild.
yeah. You heard what happened with Bloomberg. Apparently now he apologized.
Yeah, he
He
did.
apo-
And now he
now
running
he
for president.
apologized. Exactly. He
Yeah, he running
apologized.
and he running against Trump. Now that's gonna be interesting.
Man, what now? Honestly, the presidency is a joke. People now anybody going to run for president because if you think about it, if now people in their mind if Trump could become president, then anybody could become president. So it's like now it's just like this whole presidency is just all a joke.
Hey Nikki, I
It's a
need you to run for president. I'll be your running mate. How about that?
no, I don't. America, no, I don't need them pressures. uh, uh.
Well, me and Cautious could run for president. Mhm.
It's crazy, but I don't know this world sometimes. Now I understand, what elders say, or even what my parents say. Like I feel like the millennial generation and even people, just before the millennial generation, like the way the times are now, your mental state is so important. Your mental, your mental health, physical health, your well being is so important because what's
Yeah,
going on?
it's,
Like I don't know. Like I think about like back in the day and now, but now it's just like people can't we can't take certain pressures anymore. You know, like my generation have the highest rate. They have the highest rate of being on anti anxiety pills. Like it's ridiculous. They can't work. Like there's people now they can't leave their house because
mhm.
they're anxious. They can't like it's it's crazy.
I don't be
yeah,
wanting to leave my house, but I have to get my mind right because I know I have to. So I go and I do what I have to do, and I come right back. I'd rather stay here. I wish I could stay here all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes you don't need to leave the house, and I'm learning that too. Sometimes, like, I mean, I would get out and walk every now and then. I do
Yeah.
that a lot. But sometimes, but lately, I'm like, man, I'm going home.
No, it's not. There's nothing wrong with that. But I'm talking about with people where they literally can't function. Like they can't leave. They have a fear. You have a lot of
Oh,
that going on. Like they can't. Like I've me like going to therapy. Like when I go to therapy, I've talked to a lot of people. I'm like, wow. When you meet some people and you hear their stories or they go through certain things, you like, oh my god. That's why this mind, your mind, is important to keep intact because I don't care who you are. It's very easy. It can be very easy for you to lose it, depending on the situation. Because I've heard some stories about some people, and it's like, and you can hear when you hear them talk. Especially somebody be like, I was healthy. You know, I did what I had to do. I worked. I took care of children. I did this, and then this happened, and then that's it. I was gone. And when you hear those certain situations like that, and it's just like, damn, like that's how I think. I'm like, damn, this world, like there's great people. I'm not gonna like lose hope in humanity and be like, oh, that. But when you hear certain stories, and I just shake my head, and it breaks my heart. It breaks my heart. I mean, even like with my situation, um, from time to time when I talk about it, I get a little teary eyed, because but I try not to, when I'm talking to people and trying to explain, I try not to like break down because I want to get the story out. And I just celebrated my birthday on Monday, and I got teary eyed too but people didn't know why, but it's because of all the stuff that happened this year. And I'm like, I made it. I made it despite things are a little choppy right now, but I made it regardless. You know,
yeah.
I made it, in my head, I'm saying to myself, yeah, I know whoever's been gangster, they watching me like, damn, she's still in it. Yeah, I ain't. Where am I going? Because I always tell people, I'm like, people think they God. You not God. You
You
didn't bring me
had
in this
this.
world.
You had this the whole time. God had it.
Exactly.
Nothing they could have did to hurt you. You wasn't going nowhere in the first damn place. That's their. That's their worthless of reality.
And I always say, a mother's prayer.
Yeah.
Tell you, man, my mother's
Generation.
a prayer warrior. Despite, my parents, they can't. I try to explain this to them, but they still don't. They can't wrap their mind around it. Because for them, it's like, well, why? What did you do? What did you say? Because that's what when you're telling people the story, it's either you're crazy or you did something wrong. What did you do? You know. But after a while, when I explained to my mother, being who she is, she said, told you from young, you see people you don't know people. Some people they're not human. That's her words. But she'll say it in Creole, Haitian Creole. There's some people they may look human, but they're not human. They have no feeling, no heart. So it's just. But no matter what, I haven't given up on people, but it has made me definitely this made me cautious of people, and I mean rightfully so, because some people will know your story and hear this story and still turn around and do some nonsense to you, and they know your story, they know your background.
Yeah. Facts.
So when you're going through this, you gotta be mindful. You have to be mindful, but for sure, I've met like this year. I've met a good amount of people, and it's crazy. It's I've met a good amount of people that are going through a spiritual journey, and they've all gave me some type of background about gang stalking. one way or another. Some people went through something they didn't even know what gang stalking was, or they call it. There's another name for it: targeted individual.
Same shit as this bullying. They just kind of
You
get
know,
all these sophisticated names. It's just a group of people bullying you, and it's a
It's
gang of
organized bullying, basically. Like, yeah,
organized
organized bullying.
yeah, that's
crime.
what it is. That's what it is. That's what gang stalking is. Go organized bullying. But I mean,
It's on.
they give it a specific name because for some people, like when I was talking to the lady, she was like, "Well, I don't just call it bullying because it's past bullying." I'm like, okay. I mean, I get what she was saying, but some people was
I
like,
basically, it's called. I call it coordinated torture.
"There you go." Yeah, that's what it is because they want you to lose your mind. They want to fuck with your mind. They want you to. It's like think about it like this. You go to work Monday through Friday. So Monday you go in like this was my situation, and I wrote everything down. I will go in and I will come in the building and I will see five women. Five women. As soon as I go in the building, first of all, we in the school. We as soon as you go in the building, it's not supposed to be blocked anyway because they always say it's a fire hazard. You got the school safety officer here. You got two other people here. You got one person that's on the corner. The next person. Why all those people right in front of the building? And as soon as I come in, maybe 10 minutes or so, then when I'll pass by, all those people will be going except the school safety officer. They will be strategically in certain spots. If I leave out the building, I was watched. If I was on the phone, I was watched. I wasn't left to even like to on my lunch break. I'm on my lunch break in the classroom on my lunch break. The kids are on their lunch break, and if I'm listening to something, the slamming of door, they would slam the doors hard purposely. They will move the tables, you know, extra hard. Like it was just dumb, stupid. And like I said, these people are. The crazy thing is when I look, I'm like, you're grandparents. Like seriously, like who does that?
Yeah, one of the things I noticed about gang stalking is a lot of the stuff is real subliminal.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, and that's why it's hard to prove. That's one of the
Yep.
reasons why it's hard to prove.
And I think another portion of gang stalking is like if you're like walking and people like they drive like a certain pattern, a certain way, as if it's like they're either boxing you in or something like that.
Mm. Mhm. They do. They
And
do.
they may have someone maybe drive real slowly past you, and then all of a sudden speed off or something like that.
Mhm. I mean, I had when I left the job, I had, and this person, and this is when I know this person was delusional, but they're dumb because I have a video camera. You're gonna I know it was the principal herself. She passed by my house. She sure did, but it's she didn't stop in front of my house. She stopped a little bit, and I knew the car. She drove a Benz, and I'm like, you're dumb. You're dumb. But I mean, all for what? At the end of the day, she did that all for what? They did all of that all for what?
To be sadistic and put pain on you.
I mean, yeah, but I'm still here, and my mouth is still not shut. So my channel is always gonna be my channel because at the end of the day, my channel was not about them, but they made it about them.
That's what a lot of people do around here. You gotta pay attention.
You know,
They'd like to make everything about them.
I mean, but that's people. That's people in general. But the thing is, when people get triggered, they flip it on you. So if they have some issue, they have their own issues, or the things that I'm talking about, that's what they did. Then they got suspicious. They got suspicious.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like someone told me, and this is why when you on a journey. Listen, I'm not here to say that. Oh, like I'm some psych. I'm not a psychic. Like I'm not. I'm not no reader or anything like that. It's just I'm on my spiritual path, whatever, for me. And I believe that some of these people, that some of the things I talked about, like I said, this also happened to be this also happened because I was involved with my, well, he's my ex now. So he knew I had a channel, so this is why all of this came about. But the topics that I was talking about, and then when I went to work, I would, I'm reading books,
He was a
because,
part of it.
yeah, he was a part of it too.
Oh hell no.
He was a part of it because the thing is, like I said, my story is deeper than what it is. It's a lot. The thing
Yeah.
is that he was the type of dude that was insecure,
Yeah.
all because
Yeah.
I started a channel. But I'm like, but the thing is with him, what made the deception from him bad is that he knew where I come from. And the thing is, his history and his family history is not the best. So it's like he claimed he wanted to change because he was in this environment that was not conducive to him. He had mommy issues. He got some issues that he has to heal with his mother. He claimed he wanted to change, but the problem is, you want to change. I'm going to therapy. I'm doing things, and I'm not saying I know everything, but I'm like, listen, I'm on my path. So you know what? Here's some knowledge. What do you want to do? But it's like I'm not gonna force you. So to make a long story short, because I've dealt with emotional abuse and about of not, you know, feeling enough, because a lot of this stuff come from conditioning. When you was raised up in a household where it's like, your feelings don't matter, or whatever an adult say is worded, whatever an adult say, that's what it is. They're not worrying about, they don't care about your truth. It's gonna have an effect on you. My parents were not bad, they're not bad people, but like the old school way of raising kids, a child is, you're just there. You're not heard, don't speak, don't, the old school way of how they would raise kids. It does affect us, whether we might whether we may know it or not. And I've noticed a pattern in my life. Like, I do things just to please people. Sometimes we do things we might not know. On a subconscious level, we just don't know. Conscious level, we don't know. We just, because it's a pattern. This is what we do. So when I for me, journaling and going to therapy, and just, there's a lot of things before I even went to therapy. And I went to therapy because I said, you know what, I have patterns and I want to handle it, because I be damn, I get to the age of 40 and 50 and still dealing with certain things. Like, that was what I wanted for myself, but it was a problem for people. If I want good for myself, how is that a problem? I don't understand. I want to change. So why is it a problem if I want to change for me to be my best self? But some people, they will have a problem with that. So, and then at the end of the day, he got mad over YouTube. Over YouTube. What happened is, with people that are manipulators, and in my case, it's like, what he would do is, he will purposely want to plan things when he know I had things to do. But that was a way to sabotage me. If it's like saying, if I have a yoga class every Monday at 7 o'clock, 7 p.m., and you come to me, tell me, oh, I made reservations to go here at 7 p.m. You ain't discuss nothing with me beforehand, but I'm being disciplined and I have to go to this class, or whatever it is, for my health. What he wanted me to do, and I caught on because I know what it is, the emotional. What he wanted me to do is to give in. Now, if I gave in the first time, then he's gonna keep, then he'll keep doing it to the point where I would just forget about what I want to do. That's what emotional manipulators do. So I already caught on to it. And because I didn't bow down to the abuse and I didn't go back to him, like he thought he was gonna do whatever he do and I was gonna go back to him, I didn't. That made him mad. So I guess he figured like, all right, I'm gonna just join in and tell these people about whatever, my channel, whatever the case is, and it went on from there. And like I said, because I was, I went to work and I was just reading books, but I could read whatever book I want, but then that's when they just started watching everything, every little thing. I'm writing, it's a problem. It's just a sad.
Yeah, it's like you said earlier that gang stalking, they use anything and anyone close to you against you.
Yeah.
And your boyfriend sounds like he's like beyond insecure. I mean, if even if you read a
Well, he not
book,
my boyfriend no more. He was my ex. He was my ex. I was just that was on some next level. Like I've never experienced that in my life. But it was the thing is what I've come to realize, and I said this on one of my lives. You see, there's a difference between like it's one thing to be with in a relationship with someone, but some people they look at people as possessions. So it's like how he acted, and in the end, how everything went down. And when I go back and I think about the relationship, I was a possession to him. You know, like I'm just like a trophy, this thing, and I have he has me, and he can just you know parade me around and just show me off or whatever the case is, and that was that. But it was no, we was a respect. That's not love. Possession is
yeah,
not love. Control is not love. So, but the problem is he knows how I am. That's the thing. He tried his hand. So, like I said, with all these people, they tried and they tried. I mean, I could go on and on. What he did, he had his part too. And when that didn't work, that's when everything got worse. When I'm telling you, with gang stalking, they'll do everything to push you. So you see, when you Aaron, when you talked about the how they will box you in,
yeah,
there was a time I'm at the job. He, of course, he knows my coming and going. He knows at a certain time when school is about to be out 2:30, I'm gonna be at a certain door. So what he would do once 2 o'clock come, he will purposely be wherever I'm at. All of a sudden,
mhm,
wherever I'm at, he's at.
right.
And that never happened before. I would leave out the door. I would leave. It got to the point where it was almost like, oh, all right, that look at me, look at me. So he made sure I seen him. That's that look at me syndrome. I'm here, I'm here. It didn't work.
Yeah, that was
I
a coordinated effort also.
exactly, all coordinated. It was, and when that didn't work, he would just, like I said, these people they're gonna believe what they want to believe. Anyone that believed any lie that was said about me was because they wanted to believe it and they didn't like me to begin with. Other than that, all the other people, these I call them educated fools. Shame on them. Shame on them. Shame on them. So yeah, I like I said, for me to go through all the things I went through, and for my mind to still be intact, so to speak. That's why I'm like I'm no matter what I've been through, and I still haven't gone back to work. Like I still haven't like looked for another job because I have to heal. I have to take this time because that's a lot. That is a lot. At the end of the day, I made it. I made it. That's what's most important. I made it. And my story, my life it has helped some people because some you know when I put up some videos, some people in the beginning they would email me and tell me their story, or even like I know this one lady right now, she's scared of her husband. She's hiding from her husband right now, and she can't trust nobody because this man has infiltrated everyone that she knows. So she couldn't. it got to the point where she couldn't even make a move without him knowing. So she just had to just basically disappear, not tell nobody nothing. That's a sad way to live. Like, so your own family could gang stalk you. It happened. It
Yep.
happened. But yeah, I know I talk so much. Nikki, you can always tell me to be quiet. I said
I'm enjoying hearing you talk because the stuff that you talk about, this is some real, this is some serious stuff. And basically, what you're talking about is a lot better than what a lot of these people talk about. A lot of this
mm,
stuff that these folks talk about, much of that is bullshit. You're talking about some real stuff here that happens to people, and some stuff that could cause some people to crack up and have a breakdown.
mhm, mhm. Because sometimes when I get a chance for me like to talk about this, it's a way of healing for me as well. Even though I journal and stuff like that, but it helps me. But still, like this is something that a lot of people they unfortunately it's like there's time like I said I still feel alone because it's like when you're talking about this you're talking about your own hurt and pain and people who look at you and say, oh no, you're crazy. It's all in your head. Like, how can you tell somebody that, you know? But people would say that. People would tell you that. And it's sad.
Yep.
It's sad. That's why this is why people don't come forward. When people are abused, they don't come forward because of backlash. Because
And fear of
people don't,
retaliation and blowback. Yep.
yeah, people don't believe them, retaliation. But once I left at this point, I wasn't worried. I wasn't where I whenever I made my videos and talked about what I talked about, because what else could they what else could they do? Because I feel like in my case, even though, and I know they try to record me too, because the person that I work with, she's so damn nervous, she's so damn dumb. But the thing is, they still you don't know what I have, and this is why I had the one thing that they at the time they just thought everything was written. I'm writing books, but then when I told people, I told people, I said, listen, if this ever happens to you, get you a recording pen. So I'm sure like whoever was listening was like, oh shoot, she was recording us, like, so there's so many ways that you can defeat these people. But at the end of the day, I would always tell anybody, you don't go and fight. And if you can't stay, um, then you can't stay because your mental state and money, nothing is worth your peace of mind is priceless. You can have money, but if your mental state is not right, you're not. How are you going to enjoy it? Money's going to be the last thing on your mind. Money's going to be the last thing on your mind. And the thing is with these people too, that's what they bank on because they control. When these people get into power, which is usually narcissists, people that had issues, they didn't have no power when they was young, so now they get older and they feel like a title give them power. They bank on using fear and money to get you. That never worked with me. I guess because I'm a Sagittarius, we all about freedom. When I get ready, I have that I don't give a fuck attitude. I'm not gonna stay in any situation. I don't care for money, and my mind, my health is in jeopardy. I'm not. I'm not. Anyway, if I don't have peace, I'm not staying. And some people say I've had people tell me that, oh, you just leave a job like that. I said, listen, it's one thing if you had a disagreement, but when you are being watched constantly, when you are being gaslit, when someone told you A, you had a conversation, and then the next day or an hour later they act like they didn't have that conversation with you, that's abuse. I'm not staying around there because When
Yeah.
you do that, you're when you do that, you're dangerous. You're dangerous. And that's what they call gaslighting. This is why I tell people all the time, journal. Because when you are in this situation, your mind is going to be all over the place. Don't bank on your memory. You cannot think you're going to remember everything. You're not. You're not.
Right.
And these people, they're going to flip. They will flip flop. Like one day, they'll come to you and everybody's seen loving and they will hug you. The next day, no one will talk to you. This is what they do. That's how they fuck with you. They condition you. They condition you as well too. So you just won't say anything, and or you'll lose your mind, and or you will do something that will make you look like you're the bad guy. They will flying monkeys spread all these rumors about you, and then trigger you in the hopes that you will do something, so that they could be like, well, you see, I told you. That's what it is. And no matter what, I stood the test on all of that, and they got more aggressive. They got more aggressive. That's all it was. They got more aggressive. And like I said, they was watching. I know they was watching my channel. So when I talk about certain topics, boom, So you can't. Once you in the situation, if you're looking to win, you win when you do things on your own terms. You win when you walk away. You do things on your own terms. You don't win when they break you or they get you to do something to where you end up in jail or you end up in the mental ward. And I would never want anyone to, this type of torture, mental torture. If you want to get at somebody, torture them mentally.
Right.
I mean, if when you think about it, I remember I was when you think about like back in the day, back like in Roman times and stuff like that, what did they do? That's what they did. They tortured people mentally. That's how they got you. They tortured you to death. I mean, getting rid of somebody or ending their life was easy to do, but to torture that person, to have that person, you mess with that person mental state, yeah, that does a number, So, but this topic is talked about a lot. It's on the internet. It's on the internet, and I mean, more and more people know about it. But the problem is with this situation is not. You have to have a lot of documentation because it's not easy to prove. That's the problem. It's not easy to prove because people look at you, it's just not easy to prove. This is why you document as much as you can. And like I said, if you ever in this situation, you do any type of recording device, but a pen is discreet. No one would know that a pen. They're not gonna think about that. They're not gonna
Right.
know. They're not gonna know. So you're never alone with these people. You're never alone. And even if you are alone with them, the pen, you have that recording device, that's your proof. That's your
Yep.
proof. So
You're about the third person I've met in life that has been gang stalked.
mm, wow. Yeah, it's serious. It's serious. It's serious.
I even saw a documentary, I think, about it on YouTube. You can find all kind of resources on it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. There's all there's all types of resources you get. Definitely, definitely, definitely. You know, I've had people that like I said, like follow my channel based off of that one that I did it as a live stream based
Hmm.
off my story, and there's like, you know some people literally like, I can't I have to be mindful that I can't spread myself thin, but I've had people that will send me a message on Twitter and ask me for advice, and I have given some people some gems. Like, listen, especially like I tell you with the recording device, the pen, like do that and act normal. Don't ever let them know what you're doing. Just do what you can. But like I said, you have that device and you journal, and make sure you have people that are supportive.
Right.
You have to have someone that you can talk to, because when you're dealing with this and you have no one to talk to, and say if you besides your therapist, because even now, with going to talk to some of my therapists, like for me, I had to be mindful of what I was saying, because they could have labeled me crazy, give me a
Yeah.
label. You get what I'm saying? Because for them, it's like you have no proof. You're looking to be a target. No, I'm not. I
Right.
know what's going on. You know, but you have to have that outside help, someone that you can lean on.
Last year, in the summer, I had a situation where a group of YouTubers, group of other content creators who I was at one time cool
Hmm.
with, they turned on me over a lie that I had scammed some people. And in the days following that, there was someone masquerading as me with a fake Aaron Collins account. And that was making me a little bit nervous because I know how these YouTube streets are.
Hmm.
But fortunately, I'm thankful to God that it didn't get too out of hand. That
Hmm.
folks pretty much knew who it was, and I got my suspicions who I think it might be. But still, that left me pretty kind of paranoid. And even to this very day, I'm still kind of careful on YouTube because they're relentless here, and you get most of your cowards on this platform who are too chicken shit to do anything in your face. So they'll get on an avatar and use a fake name to come at you with.
Hmm.
They
I
they
mean,
troll you with.
hmm in my case, I've had that. I still have a little of that going on, but I know it's outside. It's people that I know, people that know me, that just want to spook me. People that's from my personal life. So, but it's like, I mean, I'm gonna do what I have to do. At the end of the day, like, who are you? I mean, during the summer, while I was doing live, I had that situation on a live. I had that situation, and I handled it. I let the person say what they said, and I said what I had to say before they was even blocked. Cause sometimes, well, with my case, I already knew. Like, all right, okay, you coming all the way over here. You watching me, you know.
Yep.
But I mean, whether it's in your personal life or on online, it's I wouldn't wish that on anybody, because that will messes with you. It messes with you.
Yeah,
At
it
the end,
does.
it's not
Yeah.
about, oh, you're a strong individual, your mindset is strong. That's not that. It don't have
Yeah.
nothing to do with that.
And these people, and Nikki knows what I'm talking about. And these people, these are some folks who I thought I was cool with. The main
Mm.
ringleader was someone who I kind of looked up to, and they were the main ones who got it going.
Mm. Well, that's crazy. But I wouldn't. This is something I wouldn't wish on anyone. Like, because your mental state. People don't understand when you it's abuse is abuse. So it's the same thing if a woman that's in a relationship and she's getting beat every day. That's gonna take a toll on her. that's gonna take a toll on her. She's not gonna, trust anyone. Or a child that gets abused, like abuse is abuse, but you know, with this situation still like some people just, oh, it's all in your head. It's all in your head. It's all in your head. All right. But that's my response is when a person disregard uh ever disregard what I say, I always say, well, I hope this never happens to you. I really do. That's all I tell them. I hope this never happened to you. Because I said, imagine you're getting abused and you finally decide to open your mouth and say something, and somebody say, well, it's all in your head, or somebody say that's like saying, oh well, you deserve it, you let it happen. Like no, this is why people don't talk. People stay silent because they feel like no one was gonna believe them, and it's
I
not
agree.
right. It's not
You're
right.
absolutely right.
It's not right. But I don't understand. Like we living in a world where people know this. People know that people get abused and people stay silent because they're fearful of the backlash. But still, like you can't you can't win. At the end of the day, like whatever happened to you, the the point is to not disregard it. Don't ever be like, oh well, don't ever agree with the masses or ever telling you that, oh, it's all in your head, this did not don't ever do that, because you're going against yourself. You're lying to yourself, you're going against yourself. And when you do that, I mean, at the end of the day, the effects is devastating. When you knowingly know something happened and you say it doesn't happen, every day a part of you dies, every day,
Yep.
because you're not living in your truth, you're not speaking your truth, you're not honoring your truth, you know. And it's, when I think about, and this is what people, this is why I tell people to, like, when I think about like my life experiences, or when I talk to other people and they talk about their life, like for me, a lot of the things that I've been dealing with and going through, it's like it's a part of my journey. Like when I think about, like, I'm a life path 7. Life Past 7 is all about spirituality, the truth seeker, the seeker, the seeker. So all my life, like when I think about things that I've talked about, even as a child, I've always talked with adults. I didn't really have like a lot of friends my age, and I've always been interested in things that people would other people would think like that's not normal, or like, okay, you're how old are you? Why are you interested in this? Um, it just makes sense. It makes sense. And even like certain people that I've ended up talking to, coming to contact with, when I find out, like, what their number is, their life path number, or the things they've been through, it's like, wow. Like at the end of the day, all of the stuff that has happened to me, this is this is just what it was. Like it had to happen to me because I wouldn't be where I'm at right now. I would not be
Right.
like my spiritual journey started in 2016. Towards, like, I was like October, August of 2016 until now. 2017 was crazy. And I know I met a lot of people too that was saying the same thing. 2017, like there's always like a group of people that are awakening, certain times. And once you are going through certain things, you'll meet people along your path. I mean, but also granted, you still have to be mindful because some people, you meet some people and you think they understand or you think they part of that path and they're not. So it's like, I've learned that too.
Yeah, some of these people are imposters.
Yeah. So, oh, I've dealt with that. I've dealt with that. So it's like, and then sometimes I'm not like, you can talk, but sometimes you have to hold back. Can't say everything. You have to hold back. That's just what it is. That's just what it is. It's unfortunate, like, and I hate to be that way. Like, I'm a person that tends to be like free from and free. So what I may feel like, oh, is nothing. Like, I can express something, and I'm like, to me that's nothing. To somebody else, they'll use it against me, you know,
Yep.
and that's sad.
And some of
That
these folks are like, oh yeah, we understand. Yeah, you can tell us. And all
hmm
the time they just collecting information just to use against you.
yeah. That's why I also say you got to be careful of spiritual narcissists because they have that too. You got to be careful of spiritual narcissists, people that they claim they are part of this journey, and I mean they can be part of the journey, but they're still they're still ego based. Everything is ego, and there's some things within them that's not quite right. So you have to be careful of spiritual narcissists because when you are on a path and you're trying to you're trying to discover yourself, and you're looking to learn, these people will present themselves as if they're understanding, they're here to help you, and they will mind fuck you.
Yeah,
So
they will.
you have to be mindful of that. So any type of anything spiritual practices, whether it's I don't care, it could be a pastor, the church, to the tarot reader. You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. If you one of those people that's you going to people that getting readings and shit like that, you gotta be careful. Because those people, you don't want people looking into your life and you experience problems after the fact. Some people like I might say this, and this might sound like wow, but nah, you gotta be careful. That's what I tell people. Spiritual narcissists, people in religion. Listen, there's bad people that there are bad people that claim they are for God. So bad people are bad people, no matter what, no matter the title where you go. So you gotta be careful all the way around, all the way around. And I've learned that for sure. This year, I seen too much. That's why I try to warn people. Whoever don't like it. But I try to warn people as much as I can when the situation presents itself. I'm trying to
Yep.
warn whoever get triggered. I mean, that's on them because I don't know your life. I don't know your life. So if you conniving, you conniving, but that ain't got nothing to do with me and my story and me helping other people.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah, Nikki, you still there? Is she? Nikki, did she go to sleep?
Nikki, you still with us?
Because she haven't said anything.
Hey, Squam. What?
Hello?
Hey, Nikki, you still there?
I think she said something. I saw the avatar. It moved, but let me see. Oh, the last time she wrote anything was at 3:12. No, yeah, I think she went to sleep.
Oh man, man, that's the first time I think Nikki went to sleep on us.
Mm-hmm. Kathy said night night. Went to sleep. Yeah, but we've been on. It's been like 2 hours. Yeah, it's gonna be 4 o'clock. Well, my time's gonna be 4 o'clock. Hey, honey. She says. But yeah, I mean, I definitely enjoyed the conversation though because
Oh, oh,
it's
oh yeah,
um
definitely. I did. I did too. I mean,
Yeah,
This
like
is
I
this one.
seen you around. I seen you around the chats, but we didn't really like. I mean, you ain't know me. I mean, you see me, but
Yeah, I've
and I'm
seen you. Yeah, I've seen you in other people's platforms, and
yeah,
I like to talk with people, who just have just something to say, because
yeah.
Black YouTube is in disarray right now.
Well, the thing is with like when I came on, I mean with YouTube when I came on, I didn't even know the difference between if it was a black like black YouTube. It's just like I just was like looking like just to connect with people. But of course, you know what? In any platform, it's always something. I just feel like all this year has been something. All this year,
Yeah,
it's been a mess. Everything, it's always something. But I mean, I just go to where I can get knowledge. I mean, sometimes it don't always have to be about that. Sometimes you need some laughs here and there. But so far, in terms of like rooms I go to, it's been fine. You know, the rooms that I go to, and I don't go everywhere. So the rooms I go to, it's been fine. Cause I love
right.
to learn. You know, I love to learn. I like to hear people's perspective because I don't know everything. So
Nikki, wake up yet?
What?
mm,
Oh, hey, Nikki.
I was cool. I was saying Nikki and Nikki, and we didn't hear you.
Because I
Yeah.
fell asleep on y'all ass.
Well,
See, that's what I
Nikki,
said. Woo.
Nikki, Nikki fell asleep on us. This
I,
ain't the first time Nikki done fell asleep on us.
I do these type of things. I
It's
go to sleep,
late.
leave y'all talking, come back.
Yeah, I mean it is
Woo.
late though. It's late.
Shoot, you
But
should you should see how we were when we used to do skits and all that stuff.
oh,
I see Kasha said he was saying bye. How long ago was that when Kasha said bye?
I don't
um,
know. I never looked at the chat. I wouldn't know.
Kasha said bye.
no, he said, bro. Right now, he just said Nikki at night.
Nikki and night. That's funny. That's a good one. Nikki at night. I like that. That's a good ring to it.
You know how I do it. Kasha's know I'll fall asleep on you in a minute.
Mhm. I think one time, Nikki, you was snoring. You was calling all kind of hogs. You're like,
Listen, when that sleep hit, when you tired, you tired.
I ain't gonna let you say all this stuff about me now, Aaron. That's not fair.
I love you, Nikki. You know that, right?
No, you don't.
Yes, I do. You're my,
You guys
you're my
have
favorite.
you guys was
You're
having
my
a
favorite
good old
content creator in the whole wide world.
What you said, Nikki?
time. Huh?
What you said? You said something.
I said you guys was having a good old time though.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
I talked. I said a lot. That's why that's when I said Nikki. If I'm talking too much, let me know.
I'm right here, I done got comfortable. I'm just chilling.
Mhm.
You got your big blanket on, Nikki?
No, that's not
Oh,
funny.
I was not being funny. I was just seeing if you had your big old blankie on.
Clown in my blanket. That ain't no big blanket. That's just a small little blanket.
Mhm.
Well, sure. If I had a big ass blanket on, I'd be under it, big old comfortable. Shit, I wouldn't care who got something to say about it. I'm like, hey, y'all can laugh. I'm warm. Thank you.
Right. Oh man. But yeah, these I feel like they should have I mean in terms of what we talked about this, they should have like more panels about this.
What that
About like, gang stalking. They should have more panels about this because
Yeah, you have some of these folks. They see them talk about that for a change, but they ain't gonna talk about nothing like that. They want to talk about dumb shit.
mm,
that was a
That
good one though. This gang stalking one was a good, very good topic.
hmm. Because especially like I've met people where they don't they're going through these things and they don't have the resource. They don't have the resource for them to see anybody. You know,
Yeah.
see anyone to, and then on top of that, in their personal life, like no one believes them. Like, it, and sometimes when you go through this too, your sense of trust is warped. So sometimes you have to. There's gonna be some lessons where you're gonna learn where you have to learn where you're gonna have to learn discernment all over again because you may end up trusting the wrong people because of all the deception that you've been through. You can't. It's like your senses is not the same. Your the intuition is out of whack.
Ooh, so say that again. You said discernment. You said a key, powerful word.
Yeah, it's
Discernment.
hard. It's hard because I'm still dealing with that now because like I said, people come. You may open up too soon. It
Hmm.
you with this situation when you've been mind fucked, when you've been mentally tortured. It's like I said, like your senses, your who you trust, your intuitions, like everything is out of whack because it's like people that you should trust, you don't, and the ones that you do trust, you shouldn't. Like it's a lot.
Yeah, it
It's
is.
it's a lot, and it's just a lot. Like on a mental scale, you just don't know. So
Yeah, like you said before, it's all designed to make you think that you're the one losing it. It's all designed to make you
yeah,
look bad, to discredit you, to
yeah.
turn you into the enemy. And I
Hmm.
mean,
No, it's true. It's true. And it's that, and then also even like the aftermath. Even when you do leave the situation, the aftermath, it it's designed in a way where you can't you can't even form relationships because you're always on this defensive. You always on alert. So
yeah,
even people that you meet that may have good intentions, you
yeah.
know, you can't. You're always looking at people like, you're second guessing. So
It
this is
takes it takes its toll on you slowly, and
yeah,
it causes you to deteriorate and stuff like that
yeah,
mentally, and it may even manifest to you physically, where
yeah.
other people can see it.
Mhm. Yep. Yep. That manifestation physical that people don't understand. Like, listen, mind, body, soul. Mind, body, spirit. That's three. When they go, the Holy Trinity is three. Those three
Hmm.
have to be aligned. When one is out of alignment, it will affect you.
Yep.
And the mind, if your mind is not at peace, your mind is always playing with you, it will affect you physically. It will show up. You will see and some people might not see it, but certain people that are in tune, they will see like, okay, something is wrong, something is off. It's just
Yep, that's true.
you know, even
Ultimately,
your aura is off. People that can see auras and stuff like that.
Trash.
and the gang stalker's main and ultimate goal is their ultimate goal is to destroy you.
Yeah, yeah, destroy you, destroy your light, like yeah, and people that are intuitive, they'll they'll see, they'll see it, they'll see, like something is 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 um is off. They'll see it. That's why I've appreciated everyone that. everyone that have like come across my path, and whether they knew my situation or not, like I call them earth angels. I look at myself as a I see myself as an earth angel because I have helped people in ways that not I've helped people in ways and I don't even know them. Just I just on an intuitive basis and just connecting with them, and I just I say the right things at the right time. So I always tell people you gotta appreciate earth angels because they're here on this earth to help a lot of other earth angels and just people that are spiritual, highly sensitive, people that have a path, whether you may know it or not. That's why I said no matter what, like I'm here. I'm here, you know. I'm here for a reason. I've experienced all the things I've experienced for a reason. And that's that, at the end of the day. I mean, when I think about it, if I've helped, help my friend, and just like other people, just even just having like random conversations with people in the street, and it's just like it's like it's funny how like certain topics will come up, and it's like, and even like this particular topic is not something that you would think that you would talk to a stranger about, but I've connected with people where this topic came up, not on my end, on their end, and then I'm like, oh, and then we start talking, and it's like, okay, you're not crazy, it's not in your
Yeah.
head, you know.
And a lot of the and like one of the things that gang stalkers do, like they have like certain patterns of things that they would do to you just to let you know that they do it for you to deliberately see them as a way to let them know, yeah, that we're watching you too.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
like say for example, say you could be like walking down the street, right, and you could see like a red car go by, and then a blue car will come by,
Mhm.
and then maybe say a yellow car, and that would be like just any random intersection. And then say you go to another intersection and see the same color cars go by. They might be different models of cars, but the same model, the same color, like another red car, then another blue car, then another yellow car. And then you notice this, and it's like anywhere you go, you see a red, blue, and a yellow car go by, and these are just different intersections that have nothing to do with each other.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, it's true.
And I
It's
know
true.
some people might be watching this live stream, be like thinking, man, these folks are nutty. But
Mhm.
that's exactly what gang stalking will have you to think.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it is. That's what it is. That's why I always tell. Listen, journal, and and in some cases, some people it's to the point where they can't even journal because, like you said, when it comes to like the cars and vehicles, I mean, at this point, you're not thinking about, okay, let me just take a piece of paper and pen. It's like you're watching this person because you don't know what they want to do, or you just don't know what's in their head. You're thinking about your safety. But that's the thing too, when you're in that situation you have to be careful. It will have you on this sense of alert all the time that I've told people that you have to be mindful of this, like taking out your phone, recording people, because you might mistake a person for gang stalking you and that person is not. Like, but that's the point. They want you to just look at everyone and think everyone is out to get you. Everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone is out to get you. You have no friends. You have no one to turn to. You have no one to believe. They want you to isolate yourself. They want you in isolation so you don't believe anything. And even if there's a person that you did trust, or this person is not part of it, a person can say one word that's a trigger, and automatically you assume like, okay, they part of it. You know, that's what they want. That's what they want. You are continuously on a downward spiral, and it's like you're the only one experiencing it. No one else sees what you see and know. Like it's too much. It takes a toll. It takes a toll. And this situation too, can make you feel like you're by yourself. You're just in a lonely space. Lonely space. The point is to just push you not to talk. You don't talk to silence. They want you silence, and or they don't want you to talk to anybody else because they know that what they're doing is covert and no one is going to believe you anyway. So it's sad, this situation. That's why when anyone that I can help, if they come and ask me for advice, if I cannot help them. But like I said, with this situation too, you got to be mindful who you. I have to be mindful who I let my energy out to, because some people, they come with underhanded motives. Not everybody say who they claim to be, and some people, they come to you like, oh yeah, I've been abused. This happened to me. That happened to me, and it's just all bullshit.
Right. And you know what? And ultimately, I'm gonna say this. Like I said earlier, ultimately their game plan is to destroy you. So I'm like this. Okay. So if you're gonna ultimately kill me anyway, I'm gonna go out swinging.
Mm.
If that's what you're gonna do, I'm gonna go out swinging. I'm not gonna go out like a pussy and just lay down and take it. I'm gonna go out scratching, biting, clawing, and whatever.
Yeah, I might as well basically go out and say all I need to say. All I need to say, because I have nothing to lose at this point.
Mhm. Yeah,
You know.
exactly. So if you do kill me, I'm gonna take a part of your ass with me.
Mhm. Mhm. Try to dirty my name. Try to make me look like I'm the crazy one. Look at Trish. Hey, hey, Trish.
Is
Yeah.
that shish Trish?
Mhm.
Hey Trish.
Well, y'all, it's time to end the stream, man. I would like to go on all night, all morning, and everything, but gotta get a little rest.
Oh,
Yeah, I
you can handle
definitely.
it, Nikki. You
Hmm?
can take it. You can handle it.
No, I'm sleepy for real. I want to go to bed.
No,
I'm
it's
messing
time to
with
go to sleep. It's time to go to sleep. Definitely.
For
you. No,
sure. You've been up all, it's what, 3 o'clock in the morning over here for?
For me, it's four. It's four.
Yeah, you gotta go. You got work?
Mm-mm. No, I
Okay.
got work.
I'm at work right now, but I'm working. You know how I do it, Nikki.
Yeah, you trying to make us keep you company till you get off, but we're not. We'll be back in the morning.
Oh, I'll go. Shoot, you know me. I take a little snooze at work.
Right. But yeah, this was definitely great talk. So
Yeah, we enjoyed you. Welcome to uh, in the place to be. Like you really, came over here and did your thing. I appreciate that, and
no problem. As long as I see you on, I'm coming. Because the only thing is YouTube and they notifications. Because I
that's
didn't even know you was on last night.
yeah, that's what's up. I appreciate that for real.
Yeah. So I come on. I appreciate real talk, real conversation.
Oh yeah, yeah. You know what? Some people, and you know what? The stuff that we was talking about tonight. Yeah, it is some scary shit, but you know what? It needs to be talked about.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what's most important, because you never know who this conversation helped. That's my goal. You just never know.
Mhm.
You never know.
Yeah.
Well, okay, Nikki, get some rest. Aaron, it was nice. speaking with you. It was good conversation. Good conversation.
You too. You too. So, so we on opposite coasts right now. You know, shoot, I'm in L.A. You in New York. So
Yeah. Yeah, it's late over here.
Peace, y'all. We'll get with y'all tomorrow.
All right then.
I'm gone.
Good night.